Hey guys, it's Ed from Nat Group Real Estate, and I just want to talk to you guys about vendor management, okay? Everyone knows whoever lists last, so the more listings you have, the more you're going to sell. It's just a natural thing, you just know it. You get the stock, you sell it. Imagine if you had 100% market share in your suburb, you'd sell 100% of the houses that are sold, right? So it only makes natural sense that the more listings you have, the more you're going to sell. Sure, you can tweak them with getting better listings and better quality and more advertising and marketing and pricing. Sure, you can tweak all that, but I'm not going to cover any of that stuff yet, okay? Let's just say that whatever your list to sell ratio is, and hopefully you guys know how to get your list to sell ratio. Whatever that is, so if you sell half of what you list, right? So if you get 6 listings, you know 3 of those are going to get sold this month, or 3 of those are sellable. Whatever it is, okay? So let's just say 6 listings and 3 you know are definitely going to be sold at some point in time. So wouldn't it be natural that if you have a 50% list to sell ratio, if you want to double it and make twice as much money as you did last year, you just make sure you get 12 listings, because 12 listings would equal 6 sales, which is basically a 100% increase. You're doing 2x your business, you're doubling your business. And obviously if you want to 3x your business, you just make sure you carry 18 listings, because you know that way you'll sell 9 houses, which is 3 times what you made the year before. Pretty easy stuff, okay? Obviously when you're starting to increase your numbers, you're going to have to get a better vendor management system in place. So that's where I've been up to for the last few years. Us personally, I'll show you a quick screenshot. There, you'll see that we carry at the moment 34 listings, okay? I'm carrying personally 34 listings. And, you know, managing them is really not that hard, to be honest. It's really not that hard. Sure, I've got one assistant and she helps me prospect, and I've got an admin person that's an office admin person, and they help us do the admin side of things. But showing buyers and doing open houses and vendor management is really not that hard. I've had a lot more than 34 listings in the past. So I am going to start ramping that up right now, but at the moment I'm trying to increase the staff's sales, increase the staff listings. So I'm helping my team, and I'm going to take a step back. So my original goal, or my goal, is going to be to actually help other people do what I've done. Hence, well, I'm going to cover this vendor management thing really quickly and talk about something that I do, which is just one thing of the things that I do. But you know, I'm going to share that with you just in general. And if you're part of my mentor program, because I thought I'm going to start sharing this stuff out to people who really want it, who really want to do it, because there's no value to people unless you're actually going to commit to something. So if you join my $1 Million Agent Training Program, I give you bits and pieces every single week to implement so that you can become, you know, whenever it gets there, but so you can become over the next year, hopefully, a really good agent and get to whatever your goal is, okay? It doesn't have to be $1 million. You might just want to make 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, a million, whatever your thing is, and that becomes your why. And I'm not going to cover your why just yet. All right, let's tick back to the program. Sorry, I'm diversifying because there's just so much to talk about. All right, vendor management. Okay, so when you're carrying a load of listings, because you worked out you want to make more money by carrying more listings, right? So, oh wow, but I've got to manage all these vendors, I'm never going to be able to do it. It's really not about time, right? Because I can pretty much guarantee that if you worked your butt off, for 4 hours of the day, you probably do more work than most people do in 8 hours, which means essentially you could just work for 4 hours and go home, and you've got a balanced life, and you're probably making just as much, if not more, than other people. Yeah? So, vendor management, this is how I do it. Sorry, going off the track again. All right, vendor management. One of the things that I do is, I might even cover a few things, but one of the things I want to cover, right? So let's take it back. Okay, vendor management. I'm going to cover it really basic for you on what I do, really basic. But on a Tuesday, my assistant Jess, she calls up the ones that we are going to have open for that weekend, and sometimes we only open them every fortnight. So 1 week on, 1 week off. Okay, but she's going to call them up a range of times. So that's vendor management call number 1. During the week, of course, we have incoming and out, like in bar inspections, right? So whenever we have a bar inspection, we call them back and give them feedback anyway. So there's not more feedback. So there's other vendor management calls that you naturally have to do anyway, okay? And then on Fridays, they get this SMS thing, which I'm going to cover in a second. Saturdays, they get a phone call back at about 3:30 p.m. letting them know how the open houses went. So vendor management is pretty easy for us. And when you get it structured and streamlined to your ideal week, which is something else that I cover in one of my training DVDs. But hopefully you've seen it and heard it, and I've spoken about this at lots of conferences and stuff. Anyway, all right, let's step back. Sorry, getting excited again. Let's step back. All right, vendor SMS on a Friday. Let's just go on that, okay? So you know roughly what I do generally, okay? Vendor SMS on a Friday. One way to keep in touch with all your listings via SMS, group message, and just go on. Now I've got all mine in Outlook, and Outlook synchronizes with iPhone, and I can put them in groups. So I've got all my exclusive listings in one folder. I can just go exclusive listings, there it is, and I can just tap the message and include all their names and send it, okay? But what do I send? Okay, well, I've got a list of SMSs for every single occasion that I can send out, okay? Every single occasion. I can just go bam, bang, bam. On a Friday, just get on there. It takes you all about 5 minutes, guys, 5 minutes. Get on there and send one of these messages. Look, I'll just read maybe one out to you. Let's go. Here we go. You're going to keep in touch with your vendors and let them know that things are happening, right? So how about this one? Hi, it's a beautiful day today. 3 homes sold this week. Hope yours is next. Talk soon, Eddie. Okay, and that's just one of the long here. I've got stuff for open houses. I've got stuff for for people who've been on the market for a long time. I've got stuff for people that were for sale with us. I've got stuff that you know, for just current listings that nothing's happened yet. It's all there. So if you're part of my mentor program, you know what? This is probably going to be the next one I put out there. So I'll make a video and I'll provide this list for you. Get onto it, do it. Because obviously on my program it's all about getting listings and getting sales. So this will help you structure that as well. Alright guys, hopefully that helps you out a little bit into vendor management. You know, as always, get out there, smash it, and you know, get the sales and get the listings, and make sure that you work your butt off so that you have a bit of life balance, because it's all about funding your lifestyle, okay? Real estate is not your life, it funds your lifestyle. Said that so many times. Get out there, smash it, chat to you soon.